Hi, my name's Steve Martile, and in this video, I'm going to share some ideas, some strategies on how to use intentions to shift your life. Okay, so let's start with the basic question. What is an intention? Okay, so an intention is instructions that you give to the 50 trillion cells in your body to create something, a healing, attract something, an opportunity, bring ideas, bring resources, attract people, whatever it is, okay? So um, if you ask yourself right now, what intentions are you setting? The way that you can know if you're setting them or not is by asking yourself, what are you telling your body to do now? Okay? Now, when you set an intention, it's not setting a goal, because I'll tell you the difference. A goal is like something that you create outside of you, but then you try to internally manifest it into your life. Where an intention starts on the inside and then it shows up on the outside. Okay, like a healing or physical change in your body, or any level of change. Okay, so a goal is something outside of you. Reading books is something outside of you. Watching good content, personal development books, mind movies, goal setting, all that stuff is stuff that's outside of you that comes inside. But the only way an intention comes into fruition, so those instructions are very clear to the 50 trillion cells in your body, is that you need to internalize the intent. Okay? And that's the first step. You always want to set the intention by internalizing it first. Okay? What most people are doing is they're setting goals, or they're doing affirmations during the day. Or like I said, they're reading books or watching videos like this. And that's fine if you want to get an understanding of certain concepts. But if you want to see a catalyst for change in your life by using intentions to shift your life, then you need to give commands and direction to the 50 trillion cells in your body. You want to give them commands. You want to give them direction, right? If you struggle going to work out and you have a lot of resistance in your body and you don't really want to do it, but you force yourself to go, that tells me you haven't internalized the intent. So setting the intention, the very first step must be internalized. It can't be something outside of you. If you do sales, you're in business and you do sales, and you really have a lot of resistance in your body to doing the sales process, then again, it tells me that you haven't internalized the intention. It's just external artifacts, physical things, goals that you wrote on a vision board or you wrote down in a journal, books that you're reading, right? Videos that you're watching, mind movies, affirmations that you're saying during the day. Those are all things that are external to you that don't get internalized. They're just information coming in, but there's no permanent change. Okay? Surface intentions are not going to create a catalyst for change. All those things that I just mentioned, all those things that are outside of you that you're trying to internalize will not be a catalyst for change. So you say, well, what is? And what is that you have a deep level intention, meaning that you're doing it by waking up in the morning and you're in that alpha or theta state and you're meditating, you're visualizing, you're doing it first thing in the morning and you're realizing the outcome. What's the difference between that and a goal? The intention, you're setting it. You're setting the intention by picturing it and then creating emotions around it inside your body. Daydreaming, that's another way that you can set deep level intentions, because you're already about to fall asleep. And as you're just about to drift off, you're just kind of lying there. You're not fully asleep, but you're not fully awake. You start to visualize, you start to daydream and think of the outcome. Okay? So that's what an intention is. It's giving instructions to the 50 trillion cells in your body so that you create some specific outcome. But that's just the first step. You need to set the intention, but the second thing is you need to activate it. And the way you activate it is by taking action, right? It's like when you have that sales call, to ask the questions that take courage. When you're in a position where you're creating health for your body and you get an idea to talk to someone or reach out to someone or pay for a service or buy something, and you follow that knowing and intuition. See, anything that you create on the inside will come back to you as a download to the inside. If you're just continually getting information from the outside and then you're confused, It's because you're not creating an intention, you're starting with a goal. You're starting with an affirmation during the day, and that doesn't lead to catalyst for change. What does is something that starts on the inside. Okay, so you set the intent on the inside. You take action based on the intent. And here's how you know if you're taking the right action. You're inspired. It's easy. It feels like the right thing to do. You feel like you're going downstream, down current. That's how you know. So you set the intention and then you act from inspiration. See, what happens is what a lot of people will do is that they skip step one or they do it wrong. They're reading books. They're doing affirmations during the day. They're doing positive thinking. But they haven't created a catalyst for change. Those are just surface intentions. Those are just things outside of you. They're not deeply held in those 50 trillion cells. Because if you give the marching orders, the correct marching orders in the correct way to those 50 trillion cells, they will execute for you every time. Which means when you get to step two and you're acting on the intention, it feels downstream. It feels like it's the right thing to do. You don't question it. You're just going with the flow. And that is acting on the intent and activating the intention so that it materializes in 3D. Okay? And then the third step is this to receive it. And that could be just as simple as opening an account or signing a contract, or it's simple things that will lead you to the end outcome that you want. Sometimes it means someone coming to you and then you thinking a different way about it, and then all of a sudden, or you asking questions and then all of a sudden you get the answer from that other person, right? But the key thing is that because so much of our programming is based on and conditioning and the way we think, the way we perceive, and the way we feel day to day to day is so much based on the time that we were, from 0 to 6 years old, when we were in that theta state, when we were open to an influence from our parents and from teachers and from other models we had in our world. A lot of our careers are based on the people that are around us at that time, at that age. If you want to change that programming and change the conditioning, you gotta set deep level intentions. Intentions that are set by daydreaming, meditating, visualizing in deep theta states, okay? And this isn't something that you're gonna learn within a day by reading a book or in a week. It's something you experience, and through experience you practice, you understand how to keep doing it over and over again, okay? So you set the intention, which means you set it on the inside. Remember that, you're setting that internal thermostat. You want to make so much money, you set it on the inside. You want to have so much joy in your life, you set it on the inside. You want to have freedom and choices and experiences, you set that on the inside. You picture it, you feel as if it's already done. You feel the joy, you feel the love from that experience, you feel the abundance around you, and that's setting the intention. If you're doing it during the day, or you're going for a walk and you're doing it, it's not going to penetrate your subconscious. If it doesn't penetrate the subconscious, you skip the first step. But once you've got that dialed in and you're starting to really hone in and you can see it very clearly and you can feel it, then you let it go. You go to step two. During the day, you act on the intention. You act on the intention. Whatever comes to you, whatever feels downstream, whatever inspires you, you go for it, you run with it, you do it, right? And then number three is receive. And like I said, receiving could be as simple as, hey, you need to sign this agreement. Boom, you're in the game. You need to set this appointment. Someone sends you the money, then it's your job to deliver the service. That's receiving, okay? So I hope you found that useful. That's just one way to use intentions to shift your life. But, for a lot of people, what they're doing is they're not setting intentions. They're setting goals. They're reading affirmations, but they're not getting the real catalyst for change. And the real catalyst for change happens when there's shifts internally that dramatically change your beliefs, your perceptions, and your behaviors. So when you do get to step two and you start to activate that intention, because basically what you're doing as you're acting, you're bringing more energy to the intention you set in the beginning. As you continue to act on it, what happens is you're starting to create more energy so that it materializes in the 3D world. And as you keep activating that energy, guess what happens? Like if you were to play out in your head that you are working with this many clients, or you're speaking in front of this many people and you're speaking to no one and you're selling to no one and working with no clients right now, but you keep doing that internally and you emotionally get involved with it, and then you activate that intention by taking action, well, guess what's going to happen? Clients are going to show up that are going to want to work with you because you've been picturing and feeling that you are. This is the intention, right? That's the intention. The intention is not like, I'm going to do this at the beginning of the year and then you forget about it, or you set a goal and you write it down on your whiteboard, or you write it down and put it beside your bed and then you forget about it. It's something that you set every day. You think big for that possibility, you set it in the morning, and then you go about your day activating that intention. And then what? Look for opportunities to receive. And most times, if you're doing this process over and over again, you're activating the intention, you set it and you activated it, the receiving gets really easy. In fact, a lot of times you get something much better than what you originally set the intent for. Now, here's a couple things that will take you off your path. And that's when you set the intention, don't be too attached to set it to be someone specific. Like, be like, I want these 10 clients, and you have all the pictures of their faces. Forget about that. It's going to be 10 people, but make it 10 active accounts in your merchant account that you can see piling up. And then the faces will fill in. The universe is wise. It's like the universe knows, God knows, the creator knows that you've got to pay rent tomorrow and you don't have any rent money right now. It knows, but it's waiting for you to activate the intent. If you activate the intent, then guess what happens? Like I said, receiving gets easy. Then it's just about, oh, okay, I just need to fill in this contract, talk to this person, and then it just shows up for you, right? But what happens is what a lot of people do is that they set the intention, they activate the intention, and then they worry if it's going to show up. Step 3 is to receive. You've already asked. It's done. The creator knows you got to pay rent tomorrow. So trust that it will show up in a mysterious way, because most times it doesn't show up the way that you expect. I hope that gives you some, sheds a bit of light on the setting intentions. I could talk for hours just on this one topic if I had your questions and we were doing a live Q&A, and maybe that's something we'll do at some point. But if you do have questions about this subject, please post them in the comments below. Again, thanks for watching and listening. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Okay? Thanks again for watching. We'll talk to you next time.